Hello everyone, it's Moon and Susie here again. I haven't been uploading any videos for like almost a month, which feels kind of weird considering I was doing like the whole of Fighting the Night whole year. But I have since the last video been like kind of thinking of like I still want to do Deltarune videos. I just don't really know what I wanted to do. And earlier this weekend, or like last weekend, I was at NACON for 3 days. I had an absolutely lovely time. I was cosplaying the entirety of the fan gang. I met so many other Deltarune players, and it was just like an amazing time. And something that I also, as I was like walking around talking to people, I kind of finally decided like, oh, okay, this is what I do want to do with my YouTube channel. So I want to be able to have no hit every single boss of Deltarune. So the footage you see here is just me beginning on this. So this footage I recorded earlier today, me fighting Jevil. And the way I have decided I will do this is that I have decided on like which bosses I'm gonna do. And I am gonna fight these for like half an hour and just like trying to learn the fights, getting to a point where I feel like I can no-hit them. So the way I've kind of divided these are that these are going to be into like 3 stages basically. Stage 1 is gonna be like no limitations or anything like that. It's just gonna be like me surviving the fight in the first place. So like this is just your average playing through it with no limitations, just learn to survive, learning patterns, surviving it, getting more comfortable in the fights. Stage 2 is going to be get to a point where I can beat them pretty comfortably without needing to heal. So like no healing items, no healing spells, nothing like that. Just attacking every single turn. And once I got to that point where I can like comfortably do that, am I moving on to stage 3, which is going to be when I'm going to go for actual no hits. That's going to be like, oh yeah, like the moment I get hit, I'm just gonna restart them. The fight. And I have ranked which bosses I'm going to do. This list might change. As I like this, that changed different so, but like this is how it looks for now. And anyway, but this is gonna do. And quick note here, this is not gonna be like something I'm gonna do every day like I did with the night. This is gonna be like whenever I feel like I have time or like when I feel like it and such. I am gonna spend half an hour on whichever boss it is I'm on at the moment. So I have vacation from my job this week, so I think that probably like every day this week I'm gonna do a video. But once I'm back to like work and such, it's gonna be like very back and forth. So there is no set schedule for this. This is just when I have time, when I feel like I want to do this and such. So it's probably gonna be like quite a lot now in the beginning because I'm gonna be like, ooh, pumped doing this, but then as it goes on, it's gonna be less and less and less, or like depending on how things go. So like expect videos during the weekends, but like normal work days is gonna be a backboard. And for the people like watching this, it is going to be like the video that is labeled stage 3. That's going to be like the interesting ones for no hit. But my list of the bosses I have decided on so far is for chapter 1, it's of course Jevil, as you can see on the footage here. Every other enemy or boss in chapter 1 have I already no hit. So you can find those videos on my channel. So obviously it's only Jevil for chapter 1. For chapter 2, here's gonna be a little bit here. Because I was just looking at like the wiki, which bosses are considered like mini bosses and such, just aside. And the first that was written down there was Sweet Capping Cakes, and I am not 100% sure, but I think I already have no hit Sweet Capping Cakes. So I don't really want to do a day dedicated to those if I already have. The same goes for Rules Card. I think I have also no hit him, like, because if you do the duck trash machine, his fights get really easy. So the way I'm thinking with those two is that I am going to record it, but I don't think I'm gonna upload it. Just like as a side note for those two. other than that, moving on, it's of course Birdly. You have the first version that is with Susie and Rolsey, and then the second version that is with Noelle. I am going to do both of them, but the way I feel is that considering it's like the same attack pattern and such, once I get to like, when I have succeeded doing it with Susie and Rolsey, and then moving on to doing it with Noelle, I'm probably like immediately gonna jump into stage 3, like, okay, I'm now fighting Birdly with Noelle, I have no hit him with earlier with Susie and Rolsey at that point when I get to that point, so we're just gonna jump straight into no hits then. Moving on after that is gonna be Spamton, just normal Spamton first, and then of course Spamton Neo. And here's the thing, Spamton Neo is kind of like the boss that I find to be the easiest. So I don't know if I'm probably gonna jump into stage 2 with him pretty much immediately. I think so, at least. I'm gonna have to have like a day to determine if I'm going to do that or not. After Spamton, it's Queen, the version with Birdly. There's gonna be the next up. After that, there is Mecha Queen, but I don't really know if I want to do that with the Mecha Queen, considering that the punch-out system makes it so different. Makes it a kind of a different fight. So I don't really know if I want to do Mecha Queen. It's like one thing I'm gonna have to determine when I get there. With that, we move on to Chapter 3, where we first off have Lanino and Elena. Now that was gonna be kind of tricky, like on a backstage part, considering they have like the whole minigame and there's like no convenient save point just before. The same goes for the next one with this Shura. There's also like no convenient save point just before it, but that's gonna be like behind the stage stuff that I have to figure out when I get there. Moving on, it's going to be the water cooler. I know this one is listed as a mini boss, but I still want to do the water cooler because it's funny. I also think that like the water cooler is gonna jump like, I already think I'm beating it without healing, so that one's probably gonna be like a 2.5. It's probably gonna be like a 2.5. I just want to get it a little bit like more comfortable before we get like a no hit. So it's probably only gonna be like 2 days on the water cooler. I'm just adding it because it's funny. Then of course, next up we have rules and the situationship. With the situationship, that one is also kind of different considering you have like the act and such, so you can't really heal in that fight. So it's that one's gonna skip stage 2. It's just gonna be like first stage 1, or I guess that's also gonna be like a kind of stage 2.5 as well. I just want to get like a little bit comfortable with the fight before I attempt no hits. So it's full likely that's also gonna be like a 1 or 2 day fight. After that we have E-Ram. And I did mention that was kind of back and forth with like Mecha Queen because they're different in gameplay. I still keep him with E-Ram because E-Ram is such a short fight. Like when I was doing the fighting night every day, I saw there was like another channel that was doing like fighting E-Ram every day. And those videos it was rare those were longer than a minute. If I remember correctly, those were short videos. So I feel like when you get to that point, E-Ram isn't a long fight, it's just that it's just like a different gameplay mechanic that I kinda suck at. But I still want to do E-Ram because I think from like gameplay and like lore perspective that E-Ram is such an like interesting fight. So I still have E-Ram here. After E-Ram we of course have Tenna. And Tenna's fight is just fun. This is like actually one I kind of look forward to because it's funny. Then of course it's a knight, but the knight is already done. I've already hit that fucker like 5 times, 7 I think it is. And then after chapter 3 we of course have chapter 4, and this is like the bosses I am absolutely the most looking forward to. We're starting off with Jackenstein, of course, followed with Miss Missile. Miss Missile share a lot of her attacks with the water cooler, so I feel like she's also gonna be a very short one. And after that we have Gearson. Gearson's gonna be so much fun. And after that we have it's coming to is kinda different is like I'm gonna have like a little bit of a limit of the coming to, which is Sound of Justice and the Titan spawn. Because if you have tension point items, you can technically end those fights in like 2 turns or something like that. Because the Sound of Justice fight, you can end that one really early by having Susie cast a better heal, or which one she has locked at that point. So you can end up one early, and the same goes for the Titan spawn. That considering that you get the Unleash that ends the fight, depending on what tension point items you have, you can technically end that fight in 1 turn. Which I feel for these specific are kind of cheating. So I'm not going to use any tension point items for those fights. So they have a little bit of like limit. So that is Sound of Justice and the Titan spawn. And after that we of course have the Titan. So, and I'm generally looking forward to like chapter 4's bosses so much. It's gonna be so much fun. After that we have chapter 5. And I'm just gonna go straight up and say, like, any fight or boss that is like with the platforming sequence, am I not going to do. When it comes to with the flowers, I'm only doing like the normal bullet hell parts. So we first have Aqua, which is my favorite one of the flowers. Absolutely love her. Then there's like one with Aqua and Seth. We have orange and green, blue and yellow, and then of course we have pink, ending with flowery. And those are all the bosses we have for now. I have decided I'm not going to do Castletown, so we're just going to do main Dark World bosses. Like those you can skip along with like the optional ones in the specific Dark Worlds. And I'm gonna have to see how like long time it's going to take me to get through all of these. Like, who knows? Maybe like chapter 6 comes out before I have managed to do this. Maybe I managed to do all this before chapter 6 comes out. We're gonna have to see what happens first. And obviously, like, if I'm still ongoing with the challenge when chapter 6 arrives, I am of course going to take a break from these, do chapter 6, get like a full recording on it in the similar style of how I did for chapter 5. Then afterwards I am gonna add the chapter 6 bosses to this list. But yeah, so this is just something I wanted to do to, I just want to do this, like keep doing Deltarune stuff on my channel, because it's generally been so much fun doing that, and I really want to keep doing it. Like I want to keep doing something to keep up like the thing with like playing such, because I felt like chapter 5 ended up being so difficult in comparison, and I used like so many people like talking about how much they were struggling, and there's like this like how much people were struggling just because of like difficulty curve, but also because like people were rusty and such. And I already felt it, like I replayed the night earlier this week, and oh my god, I felt so rusty. Like it hadn't even been a full month, and I felt like shit. I've already started to lose it. So I still want to like keep it up with like the playing and like the such. So I still have it, so I'm not like completely like, oh shit, how do I spare an enemy when like chapter 6 comes out? Like I still want to keep it up. So yeah, that was me. I decided to just do a little bit of like a japping for this point, considering this is the first day, and I just kind of want to explain a little bit more what I'm planning. The footage that you see here I recorded earlier today, and is thus day number 1. It's Jevil, stage 1. But I have said what I'm gonna do, so I am going to let you go back to past me recording this. Bye.
I can do anything. can do anything. Metamorphosis. Chaos. Metamorphosis. I can do anything. I can do anything. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. Bye-bye. The true and real chaos.
Okay. Yeah, I can one more round.
Chaos, chaos. Metamorphosis. I can do anything. I can do anything. I can do anything. Metamorphosis. Bye-bye. The true and real chaos.
Let's do one more round, then we'll finish for today.
Chaos, chaos. Metamorphosis. I can do anything.
Oh god, that was terrible.
I can do anything. Metamorphify, bye! The true and real chaos. Metamorphosis.
Oh, well, I'm fucked. Oh. Okay, good. That was day 1.